What is going on YouTube? It is December 30th, so I wanted to do a end of the year video to highlight my sales on COMC for the year 2020. So COMC, as you know, is one of the places that I sell primarily raw cards and some of the lower end graded stuff, but it's a lot of stuff that just really isn't worth my time selling on its own. So, you know, stuff that's $3, $4, $5, $10, that type of stuff. So I just wanted to first highlight some of the most recent sales. I made a video here a few months back showing some of the sales that I had, and people I think kind of like to see what stuff sells for, and then I'll get into my overall sales for 2020 on COMC. So let's get into it. So just pulling up some of my recent sales here. As you can see, a lot of cheap stuff, you know, $3 to $6. Did sell a Sam Darnold PSA 10 Donruss for $29, which, you know, who knows? Maybe I guess he'll still be the starting quarterback next year, since Lawrence will probably go to the Jags. But either way, he doesn't really look very good. So long term, who knows if he's viable or not? Sold a couple LeBron PSA 9s for between $24 and $29. This was a decent sale. 18 Hoops Trey Blue PSA 9 for $129. Got a few Pokemon cards scattered in here. I'm selling some of my brother-in-law's Pokemon cards that he had as a kid. None of them were really in great condition to grade, but I figured I'd send them off to COMC and list them that way so we could hopefully get the most money for those. A few Keldon Johnsons for $6.50 a piece. Kobe PSA 8.5. For those of you who watch my videos, you know that for some reason PSA loves to give me 8.5 for some reason. But sold one of them. A few Gretzky's, $24 for the 9s, $14 for the 8s. A couple Trae Young Silver Wave Fanatics for $6. A couple Colin Sexton PSA 10 Hoops rookies for $39 each. He's having a pretty good season. A couple more Pokemon cards, and what we're about. So those are all in about the last 5 days. So this is about 5 days worth of sales here. Geo PSA 10 rookie 59. And as you can see, a lot of the graded cards generally get sold on eBay, and then a lot of the cheaper stuff, you know, gets picked up by some other member of COMC, because, you know, if you're going to buy a card for $1.50 with shipping and stuff, eBay really isn't worth it. But if you're going to bunch of stuff together on COMC, then you can make it worth your while. So again, just a few things here or there. Garland Fanatics PSA 9 for $39. Tyler Hero jersey 1975. Another Garland. He's off to a pretty good start this year. A few Cam Reddish, $39 a piece for PSA 9. So again, anything that's under $50 graded wise, a lot of times I'll send it here. And then anything that's over, I'll send to PWCC. So I'll have a separate video for some of the recent PWCC sales. I've only been selling on PWCC for about 3 months now, so that won't be a full year's worth of sales, but COMC I've been on for years now, so I'll be able to provide a full year worth of sales for COMC. So again, just a lot of cheap stuff, a lot of raw stuff. A lot of stuff that just either isn't worth selling on my own, or I didn't want to send to PWCC for one reason or another. But again, we're what, 12/19, so that's 11 days ago, and you know, so stuff starts to add up relatively quickly, and I'm able to cash out $1,000 every few weeks or so from COMC. So, and then I use a lot of the fees to as cash or as credit to relist some new cards that I send in. So. Scroll through another page real quick, and then we'll get on to the 2020 sales. Don't want to make this too long of a video. Oh, here's some of those. If any of you watch my videos, almost all my PSA reveals have 20 of these Steph PSA 10s. So I sold, what, 4 of them here for $39 a piece. So again, just one of the things like I like to highlight is this card raw is $1. PSA is now $15 to grade it. So say card grading, shipping back and forth, listing, everything. All that, you've got $20 into it. Well, you know, and I pretty much hit all PSA 10s. Maybe 1 in 20 I'll get a 9 or something on this card. And you can sell it for $39. COMC's 37 after they take their fee. And then let's say I had cashed that out, so there's another 10% off that. So I'm looking at like 34 bucks, and I've got 20 into it. So you're nearly doubling your money on something that otherwise would have been worth $1. And yeah, there might be a little risk in getting it graded if it doesn't come back at 10, but for the most part, if you know what you're looking for, you can do pretty well. And for me, it's risk-free. Like, is the value of his stuff really going to go down in the 6 months that it sits at PSA? And since PSA doesn't actually charge your credit card till it ships, you really only have call it $1, maybe $2 tied up until they finally grade it and charge you the grading fee. So just one of the ways that I look at it. But again, just a few more cards here, and that'll do it for what I'll probably show off here. That's what, about 2 weeks worth of sales, got 3 pages. I don't really want to make this a super long video because it's kind of boring just to look at a 30-cent sale of a Dario Saric rookie. But anyway, let me jump over to the spreadsheet that I can download from COMC that shows what the 2020 yearly sales are, and we'll add it all up. See you in a minute. Alrighty, here is the sales history that you can download out of COMC in your account. So I've downloaded 2020 sales, so that starts at the most recent. So this would be like stuff that I sold today, all the way down to January 1st of 2020. So I'm just going to start scrolling here towards the bottom. Again, as you can see, a lot of this stuff is just cheap stuff, but it'll add up here once we get down towards the bottom. Don't know exactly how many cards I sold. I think it was quite a bit. I don't know, again, how much even dollar-wise I sold, but as you can see, like, there's 4 Zion cards for almost 300 bucks a piece. So stuff adds up, and I've cashed out a decent amount, and I've used a decent amount of credit to buy other cards. So overall, should be quite a bit. Looks like we're about halfway through the list, so I maybe did about 1,500 cards total, or thereabouts. We'll see. So we got 1,000, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600. Okay, so looks like we did, I think there's one column up top, so 1,693 cards we sold, and let's see how much the total was. Total was $22,747. So again, so this is the total amount that I sold on COMC for the year 2020. A lot of this stuff, again, was just cheap stuff. There was a few bigger end PSA cards that I just didn't want to sell myself, like those Zions, but I think those were the most expensive cards that I sold on there. So, like, as you can see, if I take that, divided by what, 1693. The average price of something I sold was 13 bucks. So again, a lot of cheap stuff. Nice little way to sell things that you don't have to do it yourself. I mean, think about the amount of time if you had to sell, 1,693 items yourself to scan and ship and do all that. Whereas COMC, they do all that work for you. So, in my mind, for that type of stuff, it's worth the fees that they take, because then I can spend my time doing other things and not have to worry about shipping 1,600 packages a year and dealing with the post office and all the other stuff that comes along. So that'll do it for today's video. I've got one that I'm going to highlight some of the sales on PWCC coming out here pretty soon. So let me know in the comments if you use COMC, and if you do, how your sales for 2020 have been. Take care.